Gaius here. Let's talk a little bit about some ideas I've seen coming up recently. Some ideas I've seen coming up recently in the discussion about the differences between today's liberals, as opposed to a classic liberal, and today's conservatives. And I'm going to use those terms in a pretty general way because obviously you have to. The spectrums are far larger than just the simple terms would tend to indicate. But one particular difference between what we call a conservative in the United States today and a liberal in the United States today is the difference in trust in government. Liberals as a group tend to trust government a great deal, and conservatives as a group tend to not trust government very much. Liberals tend to trust large groups, or in other words, the collective. They do not trust individuals. Conservatives tend to trust the individual on his own and are, in fact, not so trusting of a collective. Now, I've asked some liberals about that issue, and the response is kind of an interesting one for me. The claim that I've seen from quite a few has been that, well, I generally trust government over such things as free peoples or corporations. It always comes out to corporations. Corporations are evil, you can't trust them, they're going to do you harm, therefore you have to have very powerful government to keep them from devolving into something even more evil, I guess. That's an interesting one. Of course, I come out with my ridicule. It's, oh yeah, boy, I tell you, you have to watch out for that Disney gulag. Yeah, or Toys R Us with their concentration camps, you know, to keep the people straight. Starbucks Auschwitz, or the killing fields of Coca-Cola. The truth is, you can't name a corporation that has ever been able to perpetrate even a micron of the horrors that have been done by government. Just think of the killing fields in Cambodia. They killed about 20% of their own people in about 3 years. That's astonishing. In the last century, good numbers tend to indicate, including the communists themselves, their own records show that about 100 million people were killed by communist parties. And yet our liberal friends still seem to trust them more than they do their neighbors. It's not an issue of trust, it's an issue of resentment. Today's liberal, as opposed to the Moynihan type of classic liberal, today's liberal is a nasty little person who resents the other man's well-being. It's an ugly emotion. It's not that they don't trust them, they resent them. And that is the definition of today's liberal. Hey, let me know what you think. This is Gaia saying, try to be good.